Oh, hi everyone! How are you doing today? Welcome to this... heck, I didn't update the episode title. Is it episode 4 or 5? That's why I didn't do it. I'm gonna call it 4. Yeah, I knew that. This is episode 4, and we did this deliberately so that I could read out the title to you because it's that dramatic of a title. It is A Humble Man in Profit. Ted. I can spell and talk at the same time. Okay, so welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today on this momentous 4th episode as we begin our quest to save our beholder beast kitten. Beholder beast? No, displacer beast. Let's go back. Let's start again. Let's just start the episode again. Okay, we'll just. Oh, hi everyone, and welcome to the Scratticus Academy, episode 4 of Rotting Shadows. Do check out our social links. There you can find our Discord, Twitter, and YouTube. Discord, come and be a part of our family. Okay, we would love to have you. You can. There's no such thing as social distancing in the 21st century. Hop in the Discord. Everyone there's great. Our mods are literally talking behind the scenes about doing some stuff with like the staff and things. So that we can keep people involved in isolation. And Twitter, if you want to play D&D, send me a Twitter DM. I'll get you in the game. We've got spaces. I'll get you a game. We're putting on extra shows at the minute as well. Just do it. Do it now. Get to the chopper. Oh, and YouTube. Go and catch up on all our shows on YouTube. And get advice about how to move your game online. And all the other wonderful things. Let's talk about sponsors. Let's also update the sponsor thing. I'm a professional today. I am so professional. So please check out our sponsors, which include Mage Hand Press. If you like D&D and you like space, check out Mage Hand Press. They made the Dark Matter expansion for 5e, now available in hardback. However, it's also available on PDF, and all of their PDFs are currently available at 25% discount. So to support distancing, including their Thayfolio, which you can find here on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. EST. Also check out the Deck of Many. Not only is the Deck of Many Things a donation reward for us today, this is the animated Deck of Many Things. You can also get their animated spell cards, which are just freaking beautiful. You can also catch their Humblewood campaign live here on Thursdays at 6 p.m. EST. How many books do I have down there, you ask? Many. Also check out Hero Forge. Hero Forge, your magical, mystical purveyor of many multi-hued minis. There we go. Did it. Getting there. This is one of the ones from their recent $3.1 million Kickstarter. You can currently make a grayscale version to your exacting specifications on their website. You will be seeing more of these later this year. And keep your eye on the channel because we're going to be doing some stuff with their prototype things as well. So check that out. New sponsor! We are also sponsored by Dungeon Fog. So go and check them out as well. Very new sponsor. Literally signed everything this morning. We're looking at getting you some codes. We'll be getting you some website information, all of that. I haven't even written up the command yet. But go and check them out. Go and check them out. They're cool. I fumbled my way through it, but I got there. We're here. Let's go around and say hello to everyone. I'm going to go grab a quick drink because I'm dying. Ray, I'm going to hand over to you to do the intro if that's okay.
I can do that. Cool.
Great.
Hey, I'm Ray. I'm with the Brick.
Hi, Ray.
Hi. I am the Dungeon Master for this crazy adventuring crew. And yeah, you can find me on the internet at With a Brick in most places. I play over on Encounter Roleplay on Friday nights. I play a one-of-a-kind TTRPG horror-based game with Jonathan Fry. He's the DM for that game. It is a lot of fun. You should go check it out if you like horror, scary, spooky things. It's based in Stephen King's world, and it's really awesome. And then I'm here on Tuesdays doing this with this crew. I love this game. I love this crew. It is great. Who is next in the circle? I always have to look at the overlay. Let's go over to Riddler.
Hi.
Hey.
I'm Riddler or D or Devel or whatever may suit you. I'm a voice actor and musician. I am being an absolute maniac on Twitter lately because quarantine is driving me crazy. So come enjoy my absurdity if you so choose. Excited to roll dice, as always.
Awesome. It is so good to see you. It's so good to see everybody's face today. Let's go down to Madam Gandalf. Alex.
Hello, I'm Madam Gandalf, and you can find me everywhere as Madam Gandalf, and that's pretty much all you need to know. Please ignore the fan fiction. I was very young-ish, and but yeah, I do the things and the stuffs here on the Twitches, and you can find me here, there, everywhere, and yeah, come by my Green Dragon Tavern sometime.
Heck, yes. It's a great place to go and hang out. It's amazing. Go follow and watch. It's incredible. Let's go over to Anita. What's up?
Hi, I'm Anita or Panita. You can find me on Twitter at Panita. You can find me on Instagram at critical.misses. I am here on Tuesdays over at Joshua Barbeau's channel playing a different kind of elf on Wednesdays. And I'm actually I'm doing my own streaming on Sundays, Sunday Sketches. You can check it out on my Twitter or my Twitch channel, PanitaXO. And yeah, so we chat and I draw things. It's a whole lot of fun, and I'm very excited to play today.
Yay!
Before
I'll
we go
definitely have to
ahead-
check that out.
Before we go ahead, can I just make like a Kent Weebs, 24 months subscribed, 2-year anniversary. Thank you so much. Yes. You got followed
I
by
muted
Dr.
myself
D&D.
halfway through that, but I love that.
Yeah.
That's like almost 2 weeks. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's like 2 years
time.
in 2020 terms.
Yeah.
And still not VIP. Well, Ray, I just wanted to hijack the end of it to say that.
You're
Do we
fine.
have 10 retweets already? We do! So
Yeah.
be prepared for a dice roll to come in. Sphinx looks like our 10th retweeter, I believe. So I'm sure they'll be throwing a roll in for us very soon. And I'll update the overlay. There we go.
Fun. I have to get my table out.
Oh, well, 13. Unlucky for some.
Definitely lucky for us, though.
Cool. You said 13?
13.
Okay, cool. Fun.
I didn't like the tone of that.
Oh, I
Fun.
love this.
I like this one. I like this one a lot.
Oh, gosh.
Uh-oh.
It's never good.
Yeah, okay, cool. All right. So yeah, are we ready?
Believe so.
Cool. Last week. Oh goodness, what did we get into last week? You all had been visited basically by a navy blue tiefling named Axel Rowan, who said that he was a cleric at the temple at True Heart, which is a temple to the deity Torm. He introduced himself, said that basically he had come across the same sort of sickness, whatever was going on with your displacer beast, and that, you know, they wanted to help. So they took you to the temple, basically told you on the way that there had been 4 other cases of the same thing happening, but they happened in humanoid creatures. So this is the first animal that they've come across that is like this. You go to the temple, they introduce you to the one last living case who was in an advanced state. Her name was Tuva. She was a half-orc who had fully been transformed. So by the time you saw her, she just looked like a plant person, completely made of vegetation. You had all talked, conversed, got information, seen some doctor's records, and had basically surmised that you were traveling to Prophet as your next place to go, which is where these 4 cases had originated from and were transported here to be taken care of. In the midst of all of this and kind of afterwards, Barry and Eva had gone to basically start their own party. And Finny and Cassandra Finny went to the library, did more research, and Cassandra kind of had a moment outside in the fountain. And then all had reconvened and decided to stay at the temple for the evening before you were to go off to Prophet. So you had all just bed down for the evening to get ready for a good night's rest and to start whatever you needed to do in preparation for your journey to Prophet in the morning. So we will start off.
Totally made a video about me and Alex starting up the party as well.
It was so good. Yes, there was a Shui. There was cult of Shui. You had started a party cult. You had taught everybody the drinking songs and drinking games of the ages, and it was a grand old time. It was a lot of fun, and you got a lot of basically college students drunk. It was a great time. And you had found
I have genuinely joined that cult of the Shui, but anyway.
Yes. Oh yeah. And you had found
a fake story. I know
it's not even a fake story. I genuinely joined that cult.
I love it. This is my favorite bit of Alex lore I've ever received. I love it so very much. And you had found a botanist student, a student who is very good at botany. And you had kind of told her, like, hey, we're going to leave you with our displacer beast while we go to this town. Can you study it? Can you see what's going on? And had taken her and your displacer beast back to the stable at the Fish Hammock Inn to be taken care of while you go on your way. So we will begin before we go to bed. Does anybody else want to do any last minute things before they bed down for the evening?
So we're leaving in the morning, right?
You had not talked about that. It was just said that we are going to Prophet, and that nobody has really said much or planned anything at this point.
I don't think I want to RP the whole thing, but Barry would definitely want to do one final show before they leave.
God.
Line their pockets.
Yeah, well, it's evening. We'll say it's evening. The day is wrapping up. If there are any last minute things you want to do or try to do, by all means.
I will cast my new spell. One of my 2 new spells as a powerful wizard. I can control the very air and land around us, of course. And I will cast... As soon as I find my spell list, I will cast... Skywrite. And I will type in the sky... Last night, Fish Hammock Inn. Barry Knight, wizard extraordinaire.
Absolutely. So you do cast this in the sky, and if you do, so we can kind of montage this. So as I hit my elbow and my funny bone, that didn't hurt at all. We're gonna keep on rolling. So yeah, you go back to the Fish Hammock and you talk to Alfred and Solsta. Solsta is stoked to see you. Alfred is also very stoked to see you. Upon arriving, he instantly gives you a pint. You two sit down and conversate, and you do decide that you will have a show there that evening, and the same sort of situation applies. He'll basically take care of whatever you need for the evening. Does anybody else want to join him in this endeavor? Is it just a one-man Barry show?
Finny isn't going to join in the act, but would like to discuss something with Alfred, the proprietor of the establishment.
Of course.
In laying it out in simple terms, we have a researcher who would like to see to the mount that we had discussed and housed in your stables previously. We would like to make that a little bit more of a longer-term arrangement, if that's all right.
Absolutely. I mean, how long-term are you thinking?
We're about to go to Prophet to do a little bit of investigative work. Perhaps, how long would you say we'd be gone, Barry?
I don't know, I've never been here before. How long is the journey to Prophet?
It's about 3 days. 4 days.
Are you taking horses or are you walking?
I believe it was 4 days if we were walking, with 3 days on horseback. if I recall correctly.
It's a fair assessment. If you have fast horses and push them, you can make it in 2, but it's typically 2.5 to 3 if you have horse, and about 4 if you're walking.
So possibly, I would pay for board, of course. Possibly about 2 weeks, if possible.
Okay.
Just to be on the safe side. Honestly, it wouldn't necessarily be that long. Just.
Of course. Well, here. Because Barry does such a good job with providing me lots of income, why don't you roll a persuasion to see how much he takes off the price?
Okay. Making me roll persuasion.
Uh-huh.
I'm not very good at this, but we'll try.
Okay.
It's not Finney's strong suit, huh?
Nope, definitely not.
No. He goes, well, I'd really love to. In Barry, you do bring in a lot of business, but unfortunately the stable, that fills up pretty quick if I get the right sort of customers in. So for 2 weeks, it'll probably run you about 8 gold.
Can I intimidate?
What are you gonna do to intimidate?
Shows off!
Roll me intimidation.
Oh gosh.
I can't work under these conditions! We have one simple request.
And I'm gonna give you one of my disadvantages because I have a bunch of stacked disadvantages. So we're gonna see how well you do.
Who did? 16. That's still pretty good.
Okay, that's still very good. Okay, so he turns to you and kind of does one of those like. And there's Solsta standing like right behind you, and she just looks at her dad, and she's just like Dad.
My companion has one simple request. One little request. Willing to pay bed and board.
Okay. How about we do 5? We'll do 5 gold, 2 weeks, and if it takes you longer, we'll talk about it when you get back.
Tell you what, I'll slide 6 gold across the table.
He'll take the 6 gold and
Meet
pocket
you
it real
halfway.
quick. He'll pocket the 5 and he'll flip a gold piece to Solsta, and she'll kind of take it and like get super stoked and run off. But he basically says, "All right, okay, and yeah, if it takes you any longer, don't worry. We'll talk about it when you get back. Just safe travels. And that thing won't eat my proprietor's horses, will it? Will you be okay?" Solsta kind of told me what it was.
We'll make sure that it's in the furthest. So just maybe stack it in a little bit.
Okay, I'll figure it out. I'll manage.
It's actually quite tame most times, and
Good to know.
it will be properly secured and hopefully not cause too much of an issue.
Okay, well, good to know. I appreciate it. And if there's anything else I can do for you, let me know. Barry, you can get yourself set up.
Yes,
And
I'm going to go and take a bath and calm down again. That was quite flustering.
And while this is going on, what are Cassandra and Eva up to? In the
Barry in a back
montage of the
room with a leg up.
evening. Yeah, we're montaging your evening. So are you both up to anything besides what is going on at the fish hammock?
Cassandra will grab Eva and just, I would imagine she's tuning her lute at the time, and she just walks up and says, where'd you learn to play?
I went to school for it almost all my life. I was a child prodigy, they say. I mean, I wouldn't say prodigy, gifted and most miraculous child in earth, maybe, but prodigy.
Well, I know from personal experience how gifted children tend to grow up, and you fit the bill pretty well.
We're all a little bit crazy.
Just a little bit. You
All
plan
that
on,
pressure. You put yourself under it all the time, you're bound to snap eventually. And everybody else is putting it on you and expects things. Yeah, no wonder we're all insane.
You plan on performing with Mr. Knight tonight, or you taking the night off?
I think my dear Lucy here, and she taps her lute, could use a little bit of a break. She's sounding a little rusty?
I couldn't
need new
carry a tune
strings.
in a bucket, so I wouldn't know.
I think I need new strings. And when you look at the top of her lute, you'll notice that she typically seems to have played her lute until the point of breaking. There's lots of bits of string that are like bling, 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 at the top of her lute and at the bottom as well, that have just been trimmed away but not like properly removed.
Yeah, maybe get that looked at. Adjusted? Tuned? That's the word, isn't it? Tuned?
Yeah, something along those lines. How are you faring?
You know, I'm around, perplexed, a little frustrated.
You seem to have been quieter.
Yeah, well, I don't know about the state that we left Tuva in. I'm not sure if that's right for a person to be left like that.
Well, hopefully in finding the cure for one inky blot, we can find the cure for a tulip.
Fingers crossed.
And you'll notice that Eva starts like crossing like every single finger like she can if possible.
Cassandra just gives a little half smile and turns and says, "Let me know if Barry burns anything down." And she'll just walk off towards isolation-ish, wherever she can find.
I swear if Barry now ends up burning anything down, I'm probably going to use like shout or something to like get the message.
I think Barry's actually slipped out the bag, as I've had a cunning plan. Is there a shop of magic items around here?
Yeah, if you go back down towards the dock area, that's where the largest marketplace
I'm gonna
is.
hurry as fast as I can. I want to have a brief conversation with the merchant who runs the magic shop.
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
I
you
know
bust-
that I can't afford a magic item, but I have a diabolical plan.
Okay. So you bust into the shop, and there's a little bell that rings on the door, and it goes ding, 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 you know, as you walk in. And there's just stuff all on the sides. It almost looks like overcrowded and like it's a hoarder shop. It doesn't really look like a nice magic shop as you walk in. It's a little bit clustered, but you see stuff everywhere. And it all kind of like centers down this long corridor to this one tiny desk where you see a haphazardly large dragonborn woman sitting there, like kind of like ruffling her scales and cleaning them off and just kind of like paying attention to herself, and just like realizes that you're there, gives you a nod, and then just like goes back to paying attention to herself.
I'm going to stride up to her, thinking to myself, good, a ramshackle shop. She too is a connoisseur. Are you, in fact, the proprietor?
I mean, I'm the only one in here.
Perfect. I would like to rent an item, please.
This is a shop, not a rental service.
I
what
understand.
kind of magic item are you looking for?
A lute of illusions.
Okay. I don't even know if I have. Hold on.
I know it's fairly common. I mean, most of these shops have one lying around somewhere.
Give me a second. And she'll go and rummage through. I'm actually going to. Nope, that's not what I need. This is what I need. Okay. She goes through. It takes her a second. You hear a bunch of like things, almost like pots and pans clattering, and then you hear something fall over, and she goes, oh goodness. And she like, you hear her kind of like try to pick it up and like shove it back into the cubby that it belonged in. She comes back out, and in her hand is a lute. She puts it on the desk and says, I think this is what you're looking for. It's the only loot I see back there, and I only carry magic items, so it must have something to do with what you're looking for. What do you need it for? Why don't you want to purchase it?
Well, you might have heard of the display at the Fish Inn just across up the road.
Oh,
I am
okay.
Barry Knight, wizard extraordinaire. You might have seen my advert in the sky.
Okay, now I'm slightly more interested. I did see the Skywrite. Don't know quite exactly about the show you're talking about. But you
Well,
must seem important.
you are in luck. I am doing a tour of this little island, and it's our last night in town tonight. I need a sponsor now that I'm here. And as it so happens, you could come and watch our show tonight. I will rent the Loot of Illusions from you tonight, but if you would be willing to part with it for us in exchange for us advertising your business, then I would be very, very pleased. It's a win-win.
Roll me a
I've just made this
persuasion
into my
check.
real job. What have I done?
Yeah, roll me a persuasion check. Let's see how persuasive you are with this shopkeep.
I'm gonna use an advantage.
Okay.
Regent! 20! Go on!
Okay, dirty 20. Yeah, okay. She looks at the loot, looks back at you, looks off for a second. Okay, fine. But only because these doggone ship crews don't stop by very often. I could use a little bit of the help. Fine.
I will have your shop filled with people coming from all over to find magical items that enable them to play as greatly as the wonderful Eva Umbermore. You haven't heard of her yet. Yet.
Okay, well, bring me these customers in, and if this Eva helps you do it, then all the best to both of you. But you got yourself a rented loot. I want it back afterwards.
Yes,
And
indeed.
you help me
How
get
much-
people in my shop.
How much is the price for one night?
Rental will say cost you 3 gold.
Oh, that's better than I thought. Okay, how about free gold then? I'm gonna play a little tune on it and make sure that the butterflies and things appear like they're supposed to. I don't actually know how to play the lute, so it's kind of like ding, 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 ding. So the butterflies are probably like.
Yeah, you play it and like you can see the arcane magic fall off of it, and that it starts to form into like these little butterflies, but they flap their wings once and then just kind of like cripple and like fall to the floor.
Perfect. Perfect. Yes, free gold, and I'll make you a wager. If I don't send you... If you don't get 10 customers out of tonight's show by the end of this week, I get to keep the loot, or I pay you 20 gold.
Fine. Fair. I'll take that deal. Because part of me really wants to see if you can bring 10 customers into my business.
Easily. What's the name of this place again?
Hera's Magic Tavern.
Hera's Magic Tavern.
Hera, yes.
Hera.
H-A-R-A. I will type that in chat for you.
And you must be Hera, I guess.
That I am, my dearie. That I am.
Fantastic. I mean, I'm just going to, does she have a glass of water or anything?
Yeah, on her desk she's got like a tankard. You don't know what's in it, but you assume some sort of liquid.
Do you mind if I just clean up a little bit?
Sure.
Great! I'm gonna take the tankard, chuck it on the floor. Use shape water to mop the floor and leave.
She just stares at you like with her like she's still like propped up and just like she would be doing one of those things where she looked off to the side to like look at somebody but nobody else is there, so she's just kind of like,
May I roll
Okay.
deception?
yeah, absolutely. She's like very confused.
That was a complete distractionary tactic. I was leaving
Yeah.
without paying. Oh fuck!
Yeah, no, as you go to leave, she kind of like looks back and like looks at the door, and as you go to touch the door handle turns to a snail.
Huh. Is everything alright?
I believe you owe me my 3 gold.
Ah, yes, of course. How could I forget? Let me just get that for you now, and he's gonna begrudgingly pull 3 coins out of his...
Thank you. 10 patrons by the end of the week. Or
The
you
game
can
is
do
on.
what the loot is worth. Perfect. And the next time you turn to look at the door handle is back to normal.
Stay open late tonight. I might be able to do it in one night.
All right, I'll take your word for it.
I'm gonna
Good luck.
run back to the inn.
Okay.
Like, Eva, look what I've got.
Perfect, yeah, okay. So you all reconvene. We will montage through the evening. If you want to, do you want to roleplay giving Eva the loot, and then we can montage the actual concert?
Eva, I will make you a trade.
Wait, I could take the strings off of this one.
No. You can have this loot. It's a magical loot. I want your old loot. You can have it back.
Okay. But I better get Lucy back.
You'll definitely get Lucy back.
Alright. What kind of trickery are you up to?
The best kind.
The best kind involves a bit of extra money or some extra power.
Well, if we do well tonight, you might get to keep that loot. Have you tried playing it yet, by the way?
And she'll do a little strum.
Yeah, and as you strum, I was gonna say, yeah, Scrat.
Yeah, sample, if you are a bard, the radius increases to 15 feet. Harmless illusory effects such as spectral dancers, butterflies, gently falling snow.
Fuck Lucy, throw her in the trash! We got a new bitch!
Yes, queen, yes, queen. I love it.
Lucy, you trash! Go away! Recycling for you!
Excellent. I'll keep Lucy. But Eva, we really need to do well tonight, otherwise I may not be able to keep that loot. There may be another bet on.
It looks like I might have to use my automatic success.
I love it. Perfect. So, once again, you fill up the fish hammock in. The skyrite is enough. People were waiting. They were waiting at the doors to bang them down. Alfred had to put up a plank of wood behind because they were about to knock it down. And as he takes the plank off, it fills with patrons. And once again, you have a very, very extravagant and fancy evening. Eva, as you play your lutes, spectral images of flying leaves and flower petals and butterflies and anything else you dream of come dancing and streaming out of the lute and onto everyone. And everyone is just once again in awe. And you end up making twice as much money for Alfred. And once again, he is so thankful. Everything you could ever want is covered for the evening. Drinks, if you end up staying here, your room and board is once again covered, or you are more than welcome to stay back at the temple. And you end up filling, where is what I'm looking for? Okay, this is what I'm looking for.
That's not the end of my scheme for tonight.
I didn't imagine it. Okay, cool. You end up personally sending 5 people to Harris Magic Tavern that night.
Can
so
I
5 immediate customers already.
possibly try to sway
Yes.
that? As while Eva is playing, my second spell, which I took freshly today, thank you for the level up, a second Eva Umbermore steps out, playing a second lute, with minor illusions going everywhere, except this is Lucy and I'm minor illusioning it because I'm a fucking illusion wizard. Yes!
Yes! Yes, absolutely. All right, so as you do this, so like as you are ending, as everyone thinks you are ending for the evening, there is a nice somber settle to the music. And before you know it, you cast this spell and everything once again starts rearing up. And Eva looks over at you and you both start strumming the same melody just very rigorously.
I think I know the verbal component.
Yeah.
Down.
God.
Yes. And you do this, you encapsulate everybody again, and everyone is once again hooting and hollering and having the best time of their life. You have encapsulated this audience. Even Alfred is standing on top of the bar, clapping his hands, like stomping his feet on the bar top. Little Salsa's dancing around. You have a crowd that is just in awe of you both, and you have once again totally taken this tavern and inn by storm. You have created a beautiful spectacle for everybody.
Amazing.
And as it winds down, you all kind of sit in the middle of a now empty tavern. It is very late in the evening. You are the only patrons left. Most of everybody is either drunk, passed out on the floor, drunk, passed out in their beds, or drunk, passed out on the street on the way home. So what do we decide to do now? Are we all staying at the Fish Hammock Inn, or what are we doing to pass the evening?
I think Cassandra just takes an early night, goes to her room, chills.
Are you going back to the Fish Hammock, or are you going to the temple?
I suppose we're already at the Fish Hammock Inn.
Cool.
No real need to make 2 trips. Why bother?
Perfect. All right. So as we all bed down, you claim the same bedrooms. Fortunately, they are still open. So Alfred gives you the keys to the 2 bedrooms that you have already previously been attending, and you all bed down for a nice evening. Anything last minute?
Finny isn't going to accept one of the bedrooms. Finny is going to actually stay out in the stables overnight with Ichabod.
Perfect. Okay. So as everybody else goes to bed, Finny goes and takes their meditation mat and takes all of their belongings and books over to the stable to stay next to Inkblock, who is still very calm, still having the labored breathing and all of that, but still very calm and is just sleeping when you approach. It is very late in the evening, doesn't even recognize that you are there when you do kind of settle in.
I just set out the bedroll, kneel down, do a quick little prayer, and stay up reading for a little bit, and then begin my meditation.
Perfect. Awesome. And we all take a wonderful long rest, so please rejuvenate anything that you may have lost from the day prior. And as we wake up to the next morning, the birds are chirping, the sun is shining, everyone is getting ready to get up, except for who's in what room? You have 2 rooms, and Finny is staying in the stable. Each room has 2 beds. Who is staying with who?
Cassandra's probably by herself, I would imagine.
Okay. So Eva and Barry, you awake. Nothing going on, nothing wrong. Everything is beautiful, normal morning. Cassandra, you try to wake up, but you can't move. And you try to open your eyes and stretch, and you feel like you're stretching, and you see your room around you, but you look down and there's no physical body. You kind of look around and everything kind of looks like you're in a fishbowl. It's all a little distorted. You can see everything if you move close, but as soon as you move far away, it's like a fishbowl.
And I can't move. If I speak, just like when the comes out, can she hear it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can hear the slight echoing of the chamber since you are alone in a room. You can hear the slight echo.
Barry!
Can you roll me a perception check, Barry? And Eva?
I can. I mean, I think it only makes sense that pretty much all tabaxi are naturals at yoga. What I was doing in the
Yeah. Love it.
Of course.
Yeah, Eva doesn't wake up very easily. She is not a morning person, so I'm gonna put the 5 that I rolled down to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Barry, you hear someone yelling from the room next door. You hear someone yelling.
Eva, I think that's the call for breakfast.
Breakfast.
Just like pops up.
Gone.
Hair no longer a mess, just like totally ready for the day all of a sudden.
It's like, what are we waiting for? Are we hanging around? Are we waiting for it to get cold? Is it a cold breakfast? Hang on, wait. Continental, like full.
I imagine after yesterday's show, we can pretty much request whatever the heck we like out of Alfred. I'm pretty sure if we asked him to go and fish us a fish out of the bay and cook it for us, he probably would.
If right now it was a cartoon, this is where it would just be like dust and you're just talking to a door because she's already go downstairs. It's just like chung.
I'll go investigate next door.
Yeah, you knock on the door and the door stays closed, but Cassandra, you do hear the knock.
Come in.
Is the door unlocked?
Yeah.
Oh.
And as Barry walks inside, Barry, you don't see anybody in the room.
Is this some kind of trick?
I was gonna ask you that.
And as you hear that, Barry, you notice that there is a beaker-shaped vial on the bedside table next to where Cassandra would have been sleeping.
Why the hell are you so big?
That's what they all say.
All right, jackass. I don't understand what's happening.
What are you doing? What? Are you in there?
And she'll kind of just look around at the fishbowl and go, "Where's Finny?"
I don't think Finny took a room. Finny went outside and stayed in the stable with Inkblot. Are they actually in like a bowl?
So yeah, as you see, no, it is a one of those like beaker-shaped vials. So it's skinny at the top and gets a little bit bigger at the bottom. It's about yay big, not very big at all. It's corked at the top. The cork has a black seal with a wax stamp. The wax stamp looks like two tentacles intertwining. And the liquid inside is sparkly purple and gray.
Ooh.
And it's just constantly swirling. And every time you hear Cassandra talks, it starts to move a little bit faster. But it kind of like always has this gentle kind of like swirling motion to it.
And
No, seriously, why are you so big?
are they a fish? Are they a person in a small bottle? What's going on here?
A liquid. It is just a liquid in a bottle, but you can hear her voice when she speaks.
What?
You're not a lich, are you, Cassandra?
Not the last time I checked.
This looks a lot like a phylactery. I don't know what this is. Can I, like, do an arcana check?
Yeah, absolutely.
I flunked wizard school, y'all.
You don't say.
6.
Okay. It just looks like a liquid in a bottle that you're hearing a voice talk out of. You don't really get a beat on why or how or where or what.
Okay, as much as I'm enjoying staring at your dumbfounded face, can
Yeah,
we
you
please
literally
find-
are just like staring at him, like looking all over the bottle. It
Can
looks
we
like someone's
please-
in your face going like this.
Can we please go talk to the genius cleric that we know?
Yes, we can go and talk to the genius cleric. Shall I try pouring you out first?
I don't think that's a great idea.
I can put you back in the bottle if it goes wrong.
Pottle, what? Just go find Finny. Don't spill me,
All right.
I guess.
I'm going to put you in the deep pocket of my robe,
Don't call it that.
which includes a half bottle of whiskey, the one that Alfred gave us the other night, some receipts. There's an empty healing potion in there, and a card from a tavern from back across seas that says unpaid tab, like 300 gold or something like that.
Do I have any other senses, Ray, outside of sight?
You have all of your senses except for
Interesting.
touch. You can still hear, see, and smell. And if somebody should try and make you taste something, you could, but they'd have to open the bottle.
Interesting.
But you can hear, see, and smell.
It smells like a fucking litter box in here. You said he was in the stables?
Yep. A
This
claw
So
finger
morning,
cut-
Finny would probably be downstairs reading this
I
early in
just
the
walked
morning. The
I just
first
walked
one out.
downstairs. I'm kind of fucking with Cassandra a little bit at this point. I'm
Obviously.
gonna put my fingernails in my pocket and like start pulling out some pork scratchings from last night and like drag them past the bottle on the
Barry.
way.
I swear
Whoa!
to God, I will skin you.
Not from in there, you won't.
God damn it.
Vinny!
Yes.
Good morning. How did you sleep?
Oh my
I
God,
don't sleep,
Barry.
but my meditation was restful and
Finny,
all right.
please
I
help
suppose.
me.
Yes. Unfortunately,
Is that
Cassandra did
Cassandra?
not have a good night's sleep. Look at that.
Oh, that's
This is
interesting.
not a potion. Say something. I'm gonna give you a little shake.
Fuck you.
Barry, is this another one of your illusions? It's
No,
a
this
quite
has
a good
nothing
one.
to do with me. This could be transmutation. It's look, I'm touching it.
Okay, wait, Barry, that's actually making me sick. Stop. That she's
yeah.
just watching like Jurassic Park.
Grab the bottle. Gentle now. And on the table, Finny will place the bottle in the center and start casting Ritually Identify.
Absolutely. All right. So you ritually cast Identify for the next 10 minutes. You all watch and wait patiently as the arcane circles and runes are drawn on the table around you. And Finny, you get the beat that this is, for the lack of a better term, a liquefied human essence. So Cassandra's entire essence has been liquefied and stuck in a vial. You also know from this ritual casting that the seal on the bottle is the deity symbol for the Undying One.
Very interesting. Cassandra, what do you know of the Undying One?
Fuck me. I mean, they kind of made a deal with me once upon a time.
Well, that's not generally positive.
Usually not.
Well, it seems that you've turned into a bottle of Cassandra distilled. I hold it up to the light.
Is that the 12-year or the 14?
I believe it's the 46.
Oh! Yo, that's
You
quite
know-
a bit, Cassandra.
I wouldn't have guessed purple, but I'm not mad at it.
Purple, shimmering a little bit of silver, if I'm not mistaken.
Sounds about right.
Did we have to feed you now?
I don't know. Would I roll would this be an Arcana check to sort of discern how we would get her out of this situation?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
You can definitely try to figure that out.
Okay, I'm going to roll Arcana.
Okay, yeah. Basically, from what you know about essences and human souls and the transference of them to a corporeal form, it is somewhat of a lengthy ritual process and involves a multitude of different ingredients. They are normally things performed by a very, very high mage or sorcerer that would have all of those elements and ingredients for such a ritual and the space in which to do it in.
Well, whoever hates you, Cassandra, seems to have some friends in some high places. This would...
I've got an idea. Sorry, Finny. And for the next, whilst Finny carries on, Barry will begin making like his own ritual things, which Finny will recognize to be absolute bullshit around the room, as he illusions the fact that he knows the Moonbeam spell and casts Moonbeam on the air. But he doesn't know Moonbeam; it's an illusion.
Fair. As you watch around there, Finny or Barry kind of positioning all of these things around the room, and then all of a sudden Cassandra and Eva, you just see this light start protruding and just kind of like filling the space, but not doing any sort of damage or any sort of like craziness that Moonbeam would normally do.
Barry, you can't see because she's, Kool-Aid at the moment, but you can just feel Cassandra just dead eye staring at you through the glass.
Oh, I got chills. Even I felt that one. Whomever you made this deal with?
I mean, I didn't make the deal. I was hunting something, and I was a little nicer than I should have been, and it got the jump on me. It's not the beast's fault, I guess. It was scared, and it slashed me across the neck. That's what the scar is from. And it killed me. And then I was in a void, just blackness, like the night sky almost, and a voice reached out to me. And I woke up. I had been buried by my previous adventuring party. I woke up and I had the new powers I have now, and whoever it was told me to find the unwinding clock. So I came to Neofa, and apparently I haven't been moving fast enough, or something.
Well, I think I can. I don't know if I can undo this, but I can try. Might be beyond my grasp at the moment, but we can try to look for someone who could help. Obviously that's something you want.
I would appreciate it, yeah.
Also, welcome to the club.
This is the bar, not the club.
I'm going to punch you as soon as I have arms again.
I think your threats are a little damp at the moment.
Yeah, not much juice behind them.
I wish that I couldn't hear at the moment. Where's Eva?
Breakfast.
Yeah, Eva, I imagine since Finny said that he was downstairs reading as well, that you are all sort of in the conglomeration of the main dining portion of the fish hammock. And Eva is just with you all in this moment as well, just eating breakfast, just kind of listening and eating breakfast. And as you all are having this conversation, behind you, you see walk through the door Axel. He strides up to your table and sits down real quick and kind of slicks back his hair and goes, "All right, so first of all, congratulations," points to Barry and Eva. "Heard you had a fantastic show last night. Couldn't come, unfortunately, but that's why I'm here now. I needed to get some help from you all, if you're still heading to Prophet. Our normal connection..."
We are still heading to Prophet. I think, however, we might need a little bit of quid pro quo here. But you go first. Tell me what you require.
Oh, well, I was going to say, if you still needed transportation, I know a nice stable woman down the road who has some great horses, and I may need some extra help while you're in Prophet. A man that we normally keep in contact with, who is sort of the caretaker of the township, hasn't been in respondence with us in about 4 or 5 days. we're getting a little worried, and we'd really like for you to kind of maybe see if they're doing okay, check up on them if you're going to be in the town. Just so that we know everything's okay. It's not very like him to not respond, especially with all of this going on.
Yes, one of your nurses was telling me as much yesterday when I was inquiring about Prophet.
Yeah, and they're normally the ones that have been in contact with him because he's the one who first came in contact with those who were infected and sent our way. His name is Hugar. He goes by Hugar the Humble. He's well renowned in the parts. You can definitely find him by asking anybody who lives near Prophet. They can take you to where he lives. If he's there, can you tell him to get in contact with us? We're very, very worried.
Absolutely. Actually, it's quite good you showed up.
Yeah, do those horses you're offering come with cup holders?
And Axel will kind of look around and like...
Down here.
I minor illusion Cassandra sitting at the table.
I swear to the gods.
Roll me a deception check. Because she was not sitting there a moment before.
That's true. That is very true. Yeah, 14.
Luckily enough, Axel was very enthralled with the conversation with Finny and making sure that the DC wasn't this high. It wasn't that high. So Axel's not very perceptive when it comes to outside speakers, very one-on-one. So he's very enthralled in the conversation with Finny and doesn't recognize before you cast it and he looks over that now Cassandra is now sitting at the table and is just like, I didn't see you there. Anyways, sorry. Cup holders? Why do you need a cup holder? Just carry it in your hand.
Just
I hadn't thought of that.
Just jokes. Cassandra's got a little bit of a sense of humor. I might have a question.
And I may have an answer.
All right. What do you know about the Undying One?
He like cocks a weird look at you. And not much. The only thing I know is that they preside over most death, but not all, only some. It's a selective one, very picky and choosy about the ones it gives and takes. Why are you asking?
Well, it appears one of our party members in a bit of a bind. Perhaps we're afoul of this entity.
Drop the minor illusion.
And...
Hi.
Oh, are you? And then he'll pick up the bottle and look at it. Are you in there?
No,
Yes.
I'm behind you, dick. Yes, I'm in the bottle.
Okay, no need to be aggressive. I'm learning as you are learning, and puts you back down.
They've had a tough morning.
Fair.
A little bit testy.
Could say they're steaming at the edges.
I do appreciate a good pun. However, quite honestly curious. How did you do this? And points at Finny.
No, I had nothing to do with this. This is not my deity's doing. Look at the crest on the top.
And
I
he'll
don't
take
see-
the bottle again and look at the crest and kind of tilt you. And as he tilts you, you do feel yourself like going up.
Can I? Okay, this is gonna be super weird. Can I cast Shape Water to try and stabilize Cassandra as he does this? So the water stops moving with the bottle, so the water follows the bottle's form?
Yeah, I'll let you do that. I will let you do that. So you cast Shape Water, and as you do so, Cassandra, all of a sudden you feel like going backwards, and then you're just stuck. And then you kind of write, like you stop for a moment, and then he writes the liquid to kind of put you back up where he believes that you are like front facing, standing up,
Mm-hmm.
and you are able in these moments to feel stable as he's kind of picking up the vial and looking at it and kind of twisting it around. Well, okay. I personally have never dealt with this, and I don't know many people who have, but I do know that turning someone to a liquid essence is normally a preservatory thing. You pissed anybody off. I think on the contrary, and he'll put you down again. I think somebody's trying to save you.
From what?
That is the question that I think you must find out.
Oh, I fucking hate riddles.
I was trying to keep you safe. They did a very good job of it.
Wormwood Gaming coming in with that
Anytime
raid.
soon.
Welcome in.
Hi, Raiders.
Hello, waiters.
Yeah, so you are set back down on the table, and Axel kind of like puts his hand on his chin, or under his chin, and goes, well, I think you all have some sort of problems to be solving here. I'm gonna go to the stable woman. If you need horses, it's down the road to the right of where the temple is. She's got a big barn out back. You can't miss her. Her name is Edith. Tell her I sent you by, and she will provide you with some horses to travel to Prophet. And like I said, if you find our friend Hugar, please let us know as soon as possible. We are quite worried, but I do wish you luck. And Cassandra, I wish to see you in corporeal form next time, but...
Eat me.
Okay, and
Actually, Del, that's not a very good idea.
no, I don't think uncorking that bottle would be good for anybody's doing, so that's the only other advice I would impart on you is don't open the bottle.
Hear that,
This is
Cassandra?
where you see that Eva was like in the midst of like, okay, putting it down. You.
For sure, for sure.
You have to keep a cork in it, Cassandra.
You know the old
Axel
expression, how
kind of
many
like waves
ways-
off and walks out.
You know the old expression, how many ways can you skin a cat?
Sorry,
Well,
you
Miss
say-
Time
Knox.
is going to be spent. What?
Look, our dear friend is leaving. You should give him a wave.
Let cooler heads prevail here. I
Oh,
apologize.
I'm sorry, Finny. Am I a little agitated? I'm sorry. Should I be totally cool with the fact that I woke up melted in a glorified science container?
Eva's gonna look over at Finny and just be like shaking her head, like.
I'm trying to be polite and nice as I can, but you have to admit there is a certain bit of humor to this. Bit
Yes.
of aqueous humor?
Ha, ha, ha. Cassandra will simmer, as it were.
And yeah, through this, Axel has kind of excused himself and turned out, and he is now gone. And everybody is just hanging out. Solstill, you see running around the tavern. Alfred's doing his daily business, and you are all free to do what you would like to do next.
Finish breakfast, down all that bacon, drink up all that orange juice, gotta get the vitamin C for the day. But yeah, I think that's pretty much Eva's main plan this one. Oh, she might at some point, she's probably going to be testing that new magic loot a lot. Because she's going to see, like, really try and see, like, is the magic in the string? Is it in the wood? Is it like, is there any way that she might be able to transfer it to Lucy? Because otherwise, you know, I'm a traveling bard. I can't carry multiple instruments.
Okay,
Of course.
okay.
I was just gonna say I have a couple things to resolve this.
Yes, but
So you go first.
there's nothing that quite finishes off a pitch, right? Like a follow-up pitch the next morning when you're sobering up. I'm gonna skywrite the name of the shop, Hara's Majestic Emporium.
Yeah, Hera's Magic Tavern.
That's the one. across the sky, saying, if you saw the show last night, go here. You know. Like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Arrow.
I need Barry to roll me a percentile.
Or some lowercase v, like it's pointing.
Am I aiming high or low?
Roll it and we'll find out.
Oh! 10.
Okay. You see in the sky right, as you write yours, you hear as somebody is sending a message to you, Hera goes, I guess you did your job. You can keep the loot. I had 15 customers between last night and this morning. You did real well. Stop by next time you're here, and I have something for you.
I do not need to impede on Eva's scene at all. I let her play.
Cool. So you do get to keep the loot. And roll me an Arcana check for the loot.
Me or Barry?
You. Sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
Boop. 19.
Yeah. Absolutely. So you kind of judge by, like, you've seen a couple of intricate magical musical instruments in your lifetime, and you do know and see by the craftsmanship and the way that it is magically imbued, that if you did take it to somebody who knows a high amount of enchanting, that this is an enchantment that they could probably take from this loot and transfer it onto Lucy for obviously some sort of amount and some sort of time that it would take to transfer the enchantment over.
Enchantment?
That's who we need to find.
We need to find.
That's who we
No.
need to find.
No, scrap vetoes. That crit is creepy.
Yeah.
Eva's found a fixation then. She's gonna be looking for an enchantment place now everywhere she goes.
Perfect.
Well, shall we hit the road then? Do we need to stop by your friend at the magic shop?
No, I got a missive from her. It seems that we've more than beat 50% of her on my little wager with her. So we can keep the loot. There's no need to bother her. I do love betting on myself.
You know that luck's gonna run out eventually.
What luck? Skill.
Maybe a little of both.
I'll grant you that.
All right, fellows, and would you like to be in the bag of holding, or would you like to be in Barry's pocket? Or would you like to be in my pocket? Where would you like to be stored, Cassandra?
I feel like the bag of holding might give me motion sickness.
It is a little bit of a odd space.
Endless void. Yeah. Your pocket will do fine.
All right. I'll
was gonna
tuck
say,
Cassandra in my breast pocket.
I mind giving you a short trip in my pocket, but I was rather worried you might spill over all my receipts. That's my spell book, you know.
Yeah, all those unpaid receipts you have in there.
Yes.
Derelict bills,
Some parking tickets.
rent.
I don't even have a car. I don't know where the parking tickets came from.
Have
That
you
must have been
ever
one hell of a bender.
cleaned the inside of that cloak?
Yes! I lick it clean every night.
That's okay. That's what that was. But you had
From
the
DM
gold
to player,
hammer
I
there.
always forget Barry is a tabaxi, so when you make cat jokes, I'm like, who is a cat? And then I'm like, oh wait, Barry's a cat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's me exactly. I'm like, oh, Barry's a cat. Oh crap.
I think we need to get Scrat a pair of cat ears.
Yeah, we need some.
Oh my gosh, the little headphone clip-on ones. Perfect.
Love it.
We'll make
So,
you an
yeah.
e-girl yet, Scrat.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
I want to be there. I want to be with the popular kid.
So yeah, does anybody need to go any place before y'all decide to leave for profit? Any other last minute shopping stops? No.
No, I don't believe so.
Cool.
I think I've got everything I need from this town.
And are we walking or getting horses?
I'm doing neither.
Cassandra's just being taken on this trip.
Sandra's like, I'm just here. I don't know why, but I guess.
Just angry. Just angry.
Just an angry bottle of Cassandra along for the ride in Finny's breast pocket.
It's like, so in Finny's breast pocket, Cassandra's like one of those, you know those like little breast pocket like graphics on t-shirts where you have to pull the pocket down to see the rest of the graphic? It's just like your equivalent is like Cassandra, you can see out of his breast pocket like this much. And then like the breast pocket needs to be pulled down for you to get a full view of what's going on.
Gotcha.
But you can see, you can like, if you like, you have movement, but it is like, you feel like you're in your body, but it just doesn't translate the same. So if you tried to stand on your tippy toes, you would technically be able to prop your vision up higher, but your resting vision is like right at the pocket, like the pocket. Yeah.
Cassandra's bringing a whole new meaning to liquidizing your assets, really. I mean, it's great.
I love it.
You're the worst people I know.
It's the funniest group.
I know a lot of terrible people, and you are all the worst people I know.
I've heard some pretty nasty puns, Eva, but that one was positively viscous.
Cassandra just starts cursing in Abyssal. Just
played off a little thin to me.
Yeah.
Guttural, like, just throwing curse words at all of them.
Oh, you'll stir her up.
She's so unhappy. She's so mad right now. Poor girl.
Oh. All right. You are free to do whatever you need before you go to profit, or you are more than welcome to take the road and start heading out of town.
We'll stop by the stable.
Oh,
say hello to Edith.
Oh yeah, you still need to get horses.
Get our horses and
so
go off.
Yeah, so you walk. I imagine you're walking and talking at this point. You walk up to the stables in the nice barn on the far side of the Temple District where Axel had told you to go. It's a lovely little barn. You see 2 chestnut horses just grazing in the front yard, and as you walk in, you see big gate doors that lead into the actual stables where there is like 14 horse stables on both sides. This is like the most biggest horse sanctuary you've ever been in. And as you walk up and the gates open, a nice little half-elf woman, very short ears. She herself is like 4'8", older, has very, very long down to her knees silver hair. She's, even in her older age, she's very beautiful, very angular. She does have a big nose, and it's kind of awkwardly big, and it's the first thing you all notice as you walk up to her. She's this nice petite woman, but she's got this really big nose. And she walks up to you and kind of like, as she's walking, kind of like pets a couple of the horses as she walks by, and she goes, "Oh, hello. I'm Edith, and welcome to the horse sanctuary. How can I help you?"
Well, hello. I don't understand why I always wind up doing all the talking, but
Hi!
Axel sent us to procure some mounts. We were about to head out to profit.
Oh, Axel, he's such a good one. Yes, he did say that a couple of you would be coming by. He said 4 of you. Is there only 3 now? Do you only need 3 horses?
Minor illusion. There you go. No deception this time. I just conjured them.
Yeah, no, she's like totally like, okay, great. 4
illusionist.
horses.
Yes.
They're a master assassin. You have to be careful.
Yes. Likes to go invisible every once in a while.
Okay. Well, either way, you're more than welcome to any of the horses in the back of the stable. They're already tied up and ready to go. There's at least 6 or 7, but choose whichever ones you'd be more comfortable with. And don't worry about paying. Axel has covered it. And You should be good. If you need any extra supplies or anything, there should be some in the back hall, and feel free to take whatever you need. And if you have any more questions, I'm around.
Most agreeable, thank you.
Absolutely. And she'll walk off, and she'll like walk down to like take you to where you can choose from your horses. But then afterwards she just keeps walking and waves you on and says, well, I'll be in the back building if you need me. And there are a bunch of horses to select from. Please tell me what your horse looks like when you choose it. And if it has a name.
I'll take the silver coat with the black pinto spots. I think his name is Henry. Miss Knox, do you have any preference to your mount once we get you out of your current predicament?
And she'll sort of like try and peek out of the pocket.
We'll just sort of tuck it down.
What about that? There's that silver bay draft horse over there. Is that Epona?
Epona?
Yeah.
Yes, I believe so.
Do you say that we absolutely shouldn't open the bottle?
Under instructions, definitely not.
I mean, what could be the worst thing Eva says as she's like patting like all horses that are nearby?
Well, we lose Cassandra forever.
That's not so good.
Oh.
I was just thinking that if we did open the bottle, I could like perhaps conjure Cassandra into a roughly human-shaped water vessel.
Not generally a good idea. How long does your shape water last?
Oh, good question.
That also sounds vaguely invasive, so I'm gonna go ahead and veto.
Yes. Obviously, we work on consent here.
Of course. Whoops. Of course. It would have only lasted about an hour at a time anyway.
Then we would have lost Cassandra forever.
Or if a strong breeze came along, I suppose. Yes, you're right. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your...
Miss Knox, under any circumstances are we to open your bottle?
No. Yes, the circumstance wherein it becomes prudent to remove me from the bottle so that I can return to my actual body.
There, you have your terms.
And Finney's allowed to do it.
Thank you, Miss Knox.
Yeah.
Barry and Eva, choose your horses.
Which horse is talking to me? In fact, can I use speak with animals?
Ooh.
Absolutely.
Okay. Eva's
Druid's doing druid things.
Right, she's going to use speak with animals, and she's just gonna be like, hey everyone, how is it all going? Love your hooves, love your manes, looking all great there. Who of you is feeling up for an adventure? It's gonna be a long journey.
You hear one of the horses pipe up. It is a nice dark chestnut brown horse with the white above the hooves, the white on the chest, and a white stripe down its face. It's got a nice dark chestnut mane with one white stripe in it. Yeah. She kind of perks herself up, and you hear her go, "Whew. Well, I think I'm up for the ride." She kind of kicks her hooves and flaps her tail.
And what's your name?
My name is Honeycup.
I've got Honeycup over here. And she'll just run up and jump up right away.
Perfect. And Honeycup kind of goes, you seem like a perfect rider. And you can talk to me? Oh, this is so magical. Oh my goodness. And you just like hear her start gabbing with you about horse drama.
Yeah, we'll start like bitching about the other horses. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that.
She totally, she spills all the horse tea.
I
All
know.
the horse tea. You know all the dish about
Tranquilizers, really? That's not how you win the races. No.
And Barry, please choose your mount.
I'm going to take the large hazelnut thoroughbred Mustang with the strong-looking furlocks and a wide gait. Am I able to ride this horse? Probably not, but it definitely looks like the grandest horse in this thing, and I will not settle for anything less than the grandest.
And what do you name your horse?
Carbon. It's an ancient word that means diamonds.
Perfect. You all mount up your steeds, get ready, pack any provisions you may need. Finny, since you are taking care of Cassandra, your horse is going to be tied to her horse for whenever.
Yes, I'll have the lead rope.
Perfect.
Holding on to.
And upon picking out your horses, Edith comes back and she says, "Oh, you picked out some very good mounts. They'll treat you very nicely. And if you need anything, just try your best to contact me. I'll be here at the horse sanctuary. If you're heading to Prophet, just take the main road and at the fork, turn left. And that'll take you to Prophet. It'll take a couple days, but it's a pretty straight shot." And she'll walk off and leave you to it. Are we heading to Prophet now?
I think at last we're heading there.
Perfect, cool. So yeah, you start heading out, and who would like to helm the first part of this little journey? And it will be a survival check to make sure that you can pick the main road, stay on the main road, just navigate it the best way you can. There will be 3 parts to this.
If there's no other volunteers, Miss Umbermore, I think you might be quite good at that, perhaps.
I mean, I can talk to my horse at least a bit. I've traveled around, I guess, somewhat, but I must admit I do depend on civilization to get by.
Well, I suppose I could helm the first half, or the first third, I suppose.
I can give it a go. I'm just not sure if
I just thought you were more naturally inclined.
might as well give it a shot. I'll give it a shot. You know what? I'll give it a shot. I'm gonna do this. All right.
Perfect.
Look at me. I could be a leader.
Used to the entertainment life, roaming from place to place. Of course you'll be good at this.
Oh lordy. All right. So we're
Survival.
survival.
See, I knew you had it in you.
Hey, absolutely. So for the first good trek of this journey, you have absolutely no issues. You are still talking very, very well with Honeycup, and she is just leading you in the most perfect direction. The communication is strong. You have no issues on the first trek of your journey. And as you do for the next couple of hours traverse forward, you do see the landscape start to change because you have gone much farther inland now than you have since you started the journey. And as it transforms to this nice coastal landscape, you start moving into these grassy plains and these areas between little bouts of trees here and there, but it is not foresty by any means. It's just large grass, very beautiful roaming countryside as you start to head out from this bigger city, moving into the land. And who would like to helm the next trek? It'll actually be only 2 until we have to bed down for the evening.
I'll handle the second one.
Perfect. Cool. Make me that survival check. Cool. Yeah. So the next trek, as you start to ease into the evening, you do find it a little bit more hard to figure out where you're going. Finny, you kind of take the helm while Eva takes a little bit of a break now that her and Honeycup aren't speaking, the same way. Take a little bit of a break and you hum forward. It's still same, very easy. Very grassy plain line. You start to head more towards a little bit of trees into some forested areas, and it kind of gets a little bit confused because the light's not coming in the same. And as it does start to get dark, you find yourself moving out of this this intermittent foresty area into another grassy plain as the sun is starting to come down for the evening.
Glasses. Ugh, curse my ancient elven eyes.
And as it starts to come into sunset, what would you all like to do?
Can I conjure different size water pellets in front of Finn's eyes until we get her sight right?
An arcane eye exam.
I appreciate that. But when you get to be my age, they start to go on you.
Anytime you need a set of binoculars, I think that's what I'm going to call this. Maybe binaculars. Just let me know.
The pins and I work well for reading, but it's when I try to see things far away anymore. Ugh. We should probably bed down for the evening, shouldn't we?
In a bush, I suppose.
Rough it.
Boo-hoo. So uncomfortable.
Miss Knox's items, her equipment, were not present in her room, were they?
You have everything with you, Cassandra.
I think all my shit's with me. Sometimes if I've had a long night, I sleep with my armor on. That's paranoia.
It's not good for you. Bad on the joints.
Yeah, well.
Well,
You know how it is when you've, been on the drink or been a drink.
Uh-huh. Cassandra will turn around and sit down. And just,
At least have such a nice tall drink of water,
she's just gonna, rack her brain about the next to nothing that she knows about the Undying One.
well, tether the horses for the night. Does anybody have a tent? Suppose we sleep under the stars then.
You all have bedrolls.
Yeah.
If that's any consolation, you do have bedrolls in your inventory.
I don't suppose there's a field with hay around or anything like that?
Give me a perception check.
24?
Yeah. You do see you did come from some forested woody areas. They were very small though, not large sets of woods. So there is some cover there. And where you are now is pretty high grass. So if you did technically lay in a part of it, it would bed itself down and the grass would be tall enough around you. But you do see out farther into the fields, you do see some rolls of hay if you are specifically looking for hay. But they're way out in the field.
Yeah, maybe not. Usually I prefer hay because they might put a tarpaulin over it some nights and it's as good as a tent.
Yes. Well, rolls of hay generally mean there's a farm nearby. We can always see if we can find the farmhouse. Ask the farmer for a night place to sleep in the barn. Might be better than out in the stars.
Have you guys never been camping before?
Here and there when I've been out. Usually I dungeon delve.
Sleep on the ground, it'll be good for
I'm
you.
more a researcher. Really?
All the bug bites will build character.
Ugh, the worst.
Think of that
Says the
nice
person
bit
in
of...
the bottle who doesn't have to worry about bug bites.
Yes, what a life of luxury I lead.
I must admit,
Just
when I was back at college, I never really slept in my own bed or outside anywhere. I can't really remember the last time I did. Rarely sleep
Alright.
outside, though.
Eva's
Cool.
like finally clicking as to what he's insinuating. Barry.
Hey, very.
Barry.
Hop off the horse, find a tree or something to tie them to. Bed down for the night. I'll take the first watch, I suppose. I don't need to sleep quite as much as you. Only about 4 hours. My meditations, so you all can sleep tight.
Ray, can I sleep?
Yeah, you can
Okay.
sleep. It like you feel rested in your state. It's not like you would need to sleep, but you can. Like you can still have the normal functions that you normally would.
Finny.
Yes, what?
Put me on one of the horses so I can see better.
Would you like a horse eye view?
If I see something coming, I'm gonna let it kill all of you.
I kind of thought as much. But then who would get you out of the bottle? I'll take Cassandra and I'll fasten her to one of the horse's bridles so that she's got the vantage point of a horse looking outwards.
Yeah. And I'll just like keep an eye out, like secondary watch
Perfect.
for the night.
Love it. Alrighty, so you all bed down. Cassandra, is anybody else staying up for watch, or is it just going to be Cassandra?
Finny.
Finny? Absolutely. So as you... Ooh,
I will
Barry?
climb a tree and find a comfortable branch.
Perfect.
How will you
There
get
is-
down?
Fire brigade.
I'll only go one way. It's really very easy for them to get up. It's really hard for them to get down.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately enough, it's not a terribly tall tree. But yes, you do find a tree nearby. It's about maybe 20 feet off. But you do find like there are like some stumps in the ground that are tall enough to tie the horses to. So you tie all your horses up. Barry goes off to sleep in a tree. Cassandra is tied to the bridle. Finny, you are staying up for the first watch. And Eva, do you bed down as well?
Yeah, Eva probably is completely tuckered out almost immediately. It's almost like somehow she could just like kind of turn herself off and like she's asleep, turn herself back on, and boom, she's awake if she wants to be.
Cool. So you
So it's
all
almost
bed
like
down for
everybody's
the...
like, "Oh, Eva, where are you sleeping?" And she's just like already like asleep, like, oh, okay.
Perfect. So yeah, your bedrolls are out. Eva's passed out. Finny and Cassandra, please make me. I'm actually gonna have you roll survival for this.
Oh, talking about sleep, I didn't get much last night.
Alrighty,
Great.
yeah. And with those, for the watch that you do have for the evening, yeah, it goes off without a hitch. There is no issue for this evening. You don't see anything like precarious. You do hear some weird noises throughout the evening, but that is just what you assume is the natural state of the environment around you. But no threats for the evening, and you all wake up rested, prepared, and ready to roll the next day. And that is where we're going to take our break.
Awesome.
Fantastic. Well, everyone, we are going to take 5 minutes to stretch, grab drinks, take a bio. After that gigantic yawn, I may also put the kettle on and make a quick cup of coffee. We'll see you back here in 5 minutes. You should do the same. If you're working at home at the moment and that's not normal and you're spending more time than usual in front of the PC, television, or other viewing device, I want to walk around a little bit. Get some exercise in those legs, okay? Stretch out a little bit. Maybe do a little bit of cat pose or something like that. I don't know if there is a bottle pose.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
We have made it now. It is now bottle pose.
All right, everyone. We will see you back in 5 minutes. And wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
Boys. Huzzah.
Well, I seriously consider the Academy to be one of the best places for newcomers on this platform.
It really
It's
is.
where I always send everybody who says that they've ever been interested in D&D or who has expressed that they've wanted to Dungeon Master for the first time. It's one of the best spots, and they're always trying something new, and there's always something different. And so I really believe in the Academy.
And I was just gonna say, to piggyback off of that, like, I've been on this channel for 2 years now. This is where I started. Yeah, right? It's been 2 years. This is where I started my journey. This is where I started playing tabletop games the most. This is where I gained all my friends and the confidence to stand up here and do this myself. So please, please take it seriously. If you even just want to play for fun and meet cool people and play in awesome, fun one-shot games, this is the place to be. These people are the most inclusive and respectful and supportive and loving family that I could ever hope to have called my own. So
Absolutely.
seriously, if you are thinking about joining or want to play a game, send Scrat a message. It's that easy. It is literally that easy. And you could be doing what I do now.
I think you already know my PayPal email, Scrat. Thank you.
Yes. Of course.
Ooh.
I know, I feel you. We're all trying to plug everybody you can in these times. But as we
This the
dive,
31st year of 2020.
Right.
yes, it is. Every day is a year. You are correct. So as we dive back into this escapist universe I have created for you all, we dive back into a nice, well-rested evening. Everyone is waking up. Barry, you are nicely slung across the couple branches in a tree. Eva, you are cuddled up on this soft earth beneath you. Cassandra, you are still tied to the muzzle of a horse. And Finny, you are in your little meditative state on your mat. And you all come to. It's a bright, beautiful morning. The sun is warm. There's dew all over the grass. It's actually a very beautiful scene. You can kind of see the crystallized water droplets all across the field. And you are free to do as you wish.
Shall we press on?
Please.
Probably.
No, not on me. Do you want me to catch you? Should I throw up a rope?
Amazing.
Scrat, sounds like you're muted.
They missed that. Well, that's
They
just
missed
for
that
you.
whole
That's just for
game.
the four of
Oh.
Secrets.
Unfortunate.
you. Secrets. Thank you, chat. I did not unmute myself. Oh, you could read it.
Oh,
Well,
that's
there you
right.
go.
See?
Oh,
That's
that is
why
perfect.
you always
So I can just
caption
follow
your
up.
streams.
Yeah.
Captions coming in clutch.
And I can follow up with just the slapstick at the end. Then you see the minor illusion of Barry like.
Perfect.
Love
Captions
it.
saving lives.
Be inclusive. It saves your streams.
Yes. All right. Who is taking the next helm of this journey?
I mean, I
We
could
have
have a
two
go
more.
at leading if you like. I have traveled the lands for quite some time.
Perfect.
We're gonna get
Survival
lost.
check for me.
I'd
Probably
also
Mr.
like to
Knight.
keep.
Oh,
Survival,
Mhm.
right?
While Barry is parsing that out, Cassandra's gonna try and can I do like a no hands headstand? Like I know she feels like she's in
420.
her body,
Yeah.
but can she like tilt forward and just be upside down from her vision?
Yeah, but you are like, you're starting Actually, roll me a dexterity. Just straight dex.
Okay.
To see if you can start to understand the momentum of your body in this bottle.
15.
Yeah. So you're starting to feel like you're gaining somewhat of a control of how to move your vision around, because although you do feel like a normal person in your normal body, it's not the same physics.
Yeah.
So you're starting to figure out how to twist and turn, and you do end up flipping yourself upside down. So technically you are upside down in the bottle right now.
Look. And she just like wasn't
You're all right,
expecting it
Miss
to work.
Knight.
Was that directed at me or Barry?
Miss
You
Knight?
said, yeah.
Miss Knox, apologies.
No, I'm fine.
Knox
It
and
just gyroscope physics. It's weird.
I'll try not to jostle you around so much next time.
Yeah. Keep it down up there. She'll just like sort of like sink down in the bottle.
Perfect. And yeah, so as you start to traverse on, with Barry leading the helm, you quickly start to realize, actually, everyone make me a perception check.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Oh no, not like this. Not
Oh
like
no,
this.
not like that.
Okay,
Thanks, baby.
Finny's the first person to realize it, but as you are starting to follow behind Barry, you are realizing that as you look down, you are not on road anymore. You are just on straight grass, straight grass, and just heading in a direction as you traverse forward. However, even though you do realize this, you look back up and off in the distance, you see a clearing with a smoldering fire. Or what you seem to suspect is a smoldering fire.
Mr. Knight, apologies, but I'm not quite certain if I don't quite know how to put this. We seem to be heading towards that small, smoldering campfire of some description.
Yes, I can smell breakfast now.
Perhaps forward with a little bit of caution. We don't quite know what denizens may lie that direction.
It's okay, we'll give them a little show. They'll give us food. That's
Hmm.
just how life works.
I'm gonna be in a bottle for the rest of my life.
Not if I can help it.
And as you ride forward, you do approach, and it is what appears to be a empty campsite. There is some pressed down grass around what seems to be a once lit fire. It is now just coals and embers smoldering and creating smoke, but the flame is put out. And there is, it looks like the impression of two people. And if you would like to roll me another perception check to see anything else in the vicinity, anybody is welcome. Or actually, this will be investigation as you look around.
Ooh,
Does it have to be
Yes.
investigation?
Yes, it does.
Oh.
all right.
That's not bad.
Not bad, not bad.
If it was perception, it would have been a 19. I'm just like...
Is anybody else looking around, or is it just Barry?
I'll look around.
Could
Okay,
I be
cool.
like held up and
I
shown
see
around?
nothing.
If you want, you can give the help action. Since you
Okay.
physically can't move anything, you can use your perception to help. Yes.
Okay.
So if you want to re-roll Finny, because if you are by Cassandra, or if Cassandra is helping you since you two are close, you're more than welcome.
I think at first Finney's like trying to do things, and Cassandra's just like,
That
"Hey,
cloud kind of looks like
Hey.
a bunny.
look down,
Oh,
focus."
right.
And while this is going on, Barry, you see as you start to investigate under like just around the campfire and like by where you assume their bedrolls were, you do find a small leather pouch, and you do see a folded up small handwritten letter.
See, look, this place has been abandoned. Hello, anyone around here?
Yes, because that's genius.
I am an all-powerful wizard, and I'm here to entertain you this morning. Or if you're averse to magic, I'm a very cunning bard. Your
Yes,
choice,
that's
They
really.
like music.
You just hear the echo and reverb of your own voice in a grass field.
Well, doesn't seem to be anyone around.
A letter? So there was a letter?
Right here.
No.
Do you read it?
Yes.
Or you attempt to? Can you speak or read halfling?
Oh,
Ooh.
I actually cannot. No.
Oh, I have a spell for this, but I'm the fucking Kool-Aid man. God damn it.
Oh no!
Well, don't worry. I know that spell that lets you read any language. And this clearly says, free campfire, help yourself to breakfast.
I do not have that spell, at least not prepared today. And I do not speak, I don't even really know what language that is.
Why, it's Goblin, of course.
Interesting. No, not my forte. If you wanted someone to speak Sylvan, Primordial, or Celestial, I could definitely help you there, but not this.
There we go then.
Apologies.
Free breakfast it is.
All
Alright, I can't read it, okay? I can't read it, but it's... No, look, there's a purse here, there's a letter, there's a campfire, I mean... Never look a gift horse, right?
Wait, are you saying that the Great Berry Knight was bluffing about something?
I never would have known.
Finny, keep a tight grip on me. I don't want you to drop me in shock. Can we get back to the road?
Yes, probably best.
Wow.
I don't know what might have happened to the people here, but strange that they left all their belongings. Perhaps more of this illness?
Oh,
What's in the pouch?
I don't know.
You open up the pouch.
I do.
It's a bunch of gold.
Oh, bunch of gold. Lovely. Just tie that to my waist.
Gold.
All right.
Also doesn't sit well.
I'm very much starting to dislike this.
I'm gonna start looking around, like perceiving.
Do
Yeah,
a rough weight in
absolutely.
my
Give me
hand.
perception. It is roughly in the weight of your hand. You suspect 40 gold pieces.
Fair
Not
amount
to
of
be
gold.
sniffed at.
Oof.
Yeah, and you're looking around, and like besides what you see in your immediate vicinity, the grass is a little bit too tall, and like you're getting a glimmer off of the dew still, and it's just like kind of distracting. You don't see much else around you besides like the 2 bedrolls, the fire, and what you picked up.
Ugh. Eyes are failing me again. All right. Well, we should probably be off on the road again.
Hey, Barry, if you keep that note when I'm more solid, I could probably read it.
Oh, well, why don't I just hold it up to the glass bottle now?
Well, I don't speak many languages. It's just I have a thank you. I now know what it's like to be gift wrapped. Will wonders never cease?
Can you read it?
No.
Oh. Sorry about that.
Are you?
I
Most
don't think it really helps. There's no source of light, so you kind of just shrouded the vision.
There's always a source of light on Dancing Lights.
We traverse on.
I hope you're watching and laughing.
Who is going to take the next and final leg of the journey?
I'll handle it since Barry can't be trusted with it.
Okay.
I tried. I was
you
distracted by the
will-
campfire.
You will have to make this one, but instead of disadvantage, just roll me a d4 and subtract that.
Okay.
Just because you did get lost with Barry's excursion.
We all do have advantages in that 20s, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Just roll d4. Weird.
Oh, I'm not seeing it pop up yet.
It's not
Yeah, it
popping up.
says typing and then it just like fails out.
Ugh.
I can roll before you.
Or I've got a die too. I can.
Yeah, absolutely. Feel free.
There we
My
go.
internet just dipped for a second there as well, so
Roll
sorry
for
everyone.
me.
Remember, chat, it's currently going through the world's biggest stress test on the internet, so there may be occasions
Yeah.
where the stream dips a little.
Yeah.
We're doing better than most.
-2, so
Okay. Yeah.
13.
Totally. Still fine.
14.
Yeah, still fine. So you end up you find your way back to the path. You weren't too far off, but it did take you about an extra hour or so to find the path again. And as you traverse forward for the next couple of hours, seemingly no issues here at all. You do see a couple as you go, you see a couple of deer. You do see, some small woodland beings, grassy plain beings as you traverse forward, but nothing threatening. And as you are approaching the final leg of the journey, you do see the turn left. And this turn is way longer and way farther past than where Edith had told you. It is literally like right before the township. You turn left at this fork in the road and you immediately are kind of welcomed into the scenery of what you believe is Prophet. And as you traverse forward into Prophet, everybody give me one perception check, please.
Come on.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's performance.
Whoops. It's +5 for perception,
Okay,
so
cool.
it should be 17.
17, cool.
He's performing the act of viewing.
yeah, he's performing
Exactly.
the act of viewing.
Ah,
love that.
I am definitely looking around right
Perfect.
now.
Yeah, so you all look around you as you see and walk in, and Prophet looks very different compared to Ophia. It's a lot less grand, but it's still very beautiful. It's a lot of cottage homes, a lot of like straw and wood huts with mud in place to fill up the gaps. Very homey, down-to-earth, rustic feel. And it's more spread out. It's obviously not as big as a city, but there is space between the homes. They each have a little bit of a yard in the front and the back of their home. Some of them even have little gardens in the front. And as you traverse into the city, you are seeing these homes start to turn into shops that kind of start to turn into the town square. It's not a very big township, and you are, before you know it, on all of your horses, standing in the town square of Prophet. There are people around. There's a couple like mother-daughter duos that are walking to and from alleyways, a couple people in the front of their homes, just a couple people kind of going in between. This is the town square, so it's the busiest part of this little township. And you do, there is a well in the center of this township as well.
Mhm.
Shall we try to find Hugo? I think that's our first point of contact.
Yeah,
Uh,
might as well.
We could always split up into 2 teams, some to find Hugar and some to find a place to stay tonight. Perhaps a drink.
I wonder what team you're gonna be on.
Play to your strengths.
Hmm.
Well, Miss Knox, I suppose you're with me.
Yeah.
Unless
that's
you
what it
want
seems
to
like.
hang out with Barry. And
Nope.
get it.
No.
Well, sorry.
You're not supposed to mix your drinks. I don't think
Yeah.
dark purple goes with rum, so.
Probably more, clear liquor. Purple.
Probably.
I mean,
I don't
If you
even know.
be a little, we could always find you a blue clear. Yeah, okay.
I don't even know who.
I don't think it's a good time for her to be getting tipsy.
Who would we even see about this? Like, who do we find to solidify me?
I know. Even more reason to go around the bars. One of them is bound to have, it's in all the stories, they're bound to have a conspiracy theorist that seems a little off-center at first, but then you realize they were right all along. That's just good writing.
I thought you were going to go with the mysterious ancient wizard sipping on a liqueur in the corner.
No, usually they're absolute fraudsters who are just using illusion magic to get by.
Sounds about right.
You have to watch out for those types.
Dangerous indeed.
Well, I guess, we can just ask around in general. Hey, know anyone who can turn liquids into solids? It's a casual conversation starter, right?
Certainly a talking point.
Well, we're not gonna get anything done just hanging out in this town square, so.
Mr. Knight, I think I should proceed on foot. Would you like to find a place to stay in some place that will board our horses?
Of course.
Thank you. You're paying.
And, sorry. And Eva will go off literally throughout the town square now, and she'd like to ask around at people like, hey, do you know anyone who might know how to turn a liquid form into a solid form?
Yeah, absolutely. So the closest person to you is a fairly decently tall man, mid-20s, early 30s. Has got a long beard, bald head, carrying a sack over his shoulder, which seems to have like potatoes or something in it. You stop him and he goes, hello, can I help you?
Hi, Eva, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. My name is Paul.
So I was wondering, Paul, I'm looking to turn a liquid friend into a solid friend. Do you know where I can maybe do that?
Roll me a persuasion check. Oh yeah. He looks at you and he goes, but like, is your friend water by chance? Are you just trying to make ice? Do you need ice?
Funnily enough, this is not the first time that I would expect somebody to respond this way. So, no, my friend became a liquid in a bottle, and I am trying to turn her back into her human form. As much as she is very malleable at this point, I think we all prefer her to be sturdier.
So you need magic. You're looking for someone who can produce some magic.
I mean, if that's the method, then that's the method.
Okay, well, if you're looking for anything peculiar like that, you should go see Hugar.
Hugar?
His house is a block and a half up that way to the right, and then to the left, and to the one more right, and it's a little... You'll be able to tell which house is his. It doesn't look like the other ones.
Okay, so a block over then to the left, and then to the right, and then to the left again, and we'll notice it because it doesn't look like the other ones?
Precisely.
Cool, got it, thank you! And she'll flash a little like finger gun wink his way as she like heads off to find the others.
He just like flashes you in a questionable finger gun as well, and takes a sack of potatoes and carries on with his day.
Welcome, Raiders. Love Lindy. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in.
Hi, Raiders.
Hey, everyone.
So many Raiders tonight. Thank you, y'all.
I know. Yeah, so he walks off. Eva joins back up at the party. Barry, did you already run off to find lodging, or are you still with the group?
I would have split off to go and find lodging, yeah.
Okay, cool. We will follow you first then. Where do you go?
Before I walk into the first inn, I'm going to casually do the thing where I walk behind a lamppost or something and disguise myself. I want to be a much darker clothed, older looking wizard who looks aged by years and powerful of quests.
All right.
And then I will enter the first inn I come across.
Yeah. So you
tying the horses
enter...
outside, obviously.
Yes. So as you walk up, you do see that there are like those little posts that you can tie up your horse to. And there are those all around the town. So depending if you take everyone's horses or not, there are posts that you can tie your horses to. So you walk in, and the sign on the outside of this tavern says the Cloister. You walk inside, and it's fairly empty at this time of day. It's still pretty early in the morning, roughly about or early in the afternoon. It's roughly about 2 or 3 p.m. There's about 4 or 5 patrons in the bar, and you see one barkeep behind the bar. You see a younger woman. She is she's a human as well. You see human features. She has black hair down to about like her collarbone with a blue bow tied up in it, just in the corner of her hair. She's kind of like she's kind of just washing glasses and putting things away at the moment, but she sees you and just gives you a gentle wave.
Yeah. Enter the room, and I'm gonna do this with a number of inns. Enters and declares, "Friends, I have traveled far and wide, and I am looking for bed and board and those who may serve the Undying One. For I am on a quest to end his vile ways, and I also precede the great Barry Knight, wizard extraordinaire, who will be coming here to fully... who will be coming this way for lodgings and to really drive home the core of this quest."
You see a couple of the patrons like look at you, look at each other, and then like go back to what they're doing at their table. However, you do see like the tiny human woman come from behind the bar and kind of run up to you. And she's shorter, little more stout, comes running up to you. She's got like a nice long face, very beautiful. She's got brown eyes and looks up to you with this like sweet look. And she's like, "Are you a traveler?"
"I've come from far abroad."
"From where? Far where?"
"The Sword Coast."
"Oh, that is kind of far. Well, welcome to the Cloister. This is my mom's place. My name is Mary, and do you need any help with anything? Can I get you something?"
Yes. I come before my master, Barry Knight. I must prepare you for his coming. He is a great wizard, and I must find a suitable place for his shows and performances as we scour the land looking for followers of a cult.
"A cult? Here? You're here to find a cult?"
Tell me, have you heard anything about tentacles? Or maybe people liquefying humans?
Tentacles live on things in the ocean, and people turning into liquids, I'm pretty sure, is some sort of weird fable about listening to your parents. So I'm not quite sure what you're looking for, but I don't know if Prophet's the right place for you if you're trying to find stuff like that.
Indeed. In that case, I shall have to settle for perhaps a place for my master to put on his shows and wow the people. This place looks like it could use some customers.
I mean, we definitely could use some customers. Are you bringing people from out of town? Because there's not many people around here at the moment.
Yes, my master is on his way. He sent me ahead while he finishes his ablutions. He will be here long later tonight. I must select out a bar for him.
Okay, well, this is the only bar in the town. Not much room for competition when the town is as small as this one. But, I mean, if there are other places you're looking to perform, the town square might be the only one I'd consider. I'm not sure if your master is keen on public performances in outdoor locations, but
He much prefers being paid in bed and board.
that's fair. I mean, when my mom gets back, I can ask her if she'd be willing to help you out, but I don't really have much jurisdiction over those choices.
Of course. Tell her a powerful wizard is coming. Powerful enough to rule an old man like me. And I'm gonna prestidigitate some magic that makes it look like I'm powerful and leave quickly. Exit stage right, this isn't going well.
And, so are you trying to leave while you do that?
Yes, I'm going to,
Okay, and she just kind of waves at you. Bye. Okay. You leave the cloister and head back, and while this is going on, Finny and Cassandra, where do we find you?
Well, I sort of approach the first person I see.
Yeah. You grab a dwarven woman. She's carrying like a bushel of fruits and has like a sack over her arm with some bread sticking out of it. Hello?
Greetings. I'm looking for the home of Hugar the Humble. Would you happen to know where he is?
Oh, Hugar. We go down the alleyway, turn a right to left, and then another right. There's a home that doesn't look like it belongs. It's Hugar.
Thank you. That
Of
was
course.
actually a lot easier than I thought it was. Much appreciation.
Not a problem. If you see him, tell him the whole town says hello and that they miss him. He's been gone for a couple days now.
Oh, he has he?
Yeah, he does these weird excursions and things. He's probably just out doing something, but it's been a couple days and normally he pokes his head around every so often. So if he's there, tell him to poke his head out, Woody. Everyone's a little worried.
Yes, I'll perhaps stop by his abode and see if he's available. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. She kind of trots off a little faster.
Ventriloquism act, I'm trying to rush down the direction.
Absolutely. So you rush in the direction that the dwarven woman pointed out in front of you, and you do, after you take the long winding alleyway to the right, to the left, and to the right, you do see a home that looks pretty precarious and out of place. It is more pointy, almost like if someone cut off the top spire of a tower. It's about 6 feet high, and then it has a very pointy roof. So it's just like this cylindrical building with a very pointy roof. And there is a door and a circular window right on top of it.
Well, I think this is the place.
It's definitely pretentious enough to be a wizard's house.
Oh,
Look at all the pretties.
Oh my god.
Oh, look! Ava's made her way here.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize I was not there,
No.
but I think I was looking for you guys.
Absolutely.
We ended up going towards the same place, so.
We were all
Yeah, I
heading the
was
same
gonna say-
direction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you also are heading in the same direction, so you kind of
I think you also had a
that-
head start.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they'd be coming up and meeting you at this point.
My favorite
Okay,
is just
cool.
Ava just appearing out of nowhere. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, you see, as you start approaching, you do see that Eva has kind of made it already there, and is kind of walking around the perimeter, just kind of looking at it.
How does
It's
she do
simple.
things like this?
much like Barry, she has her ways. All right. Perhaps we should try knocking. Good of approach as any.
Yes,
I
I'll
would
get
like to
right
use
on that.
knock.
Absolutely, you can use knock.
So it's heard for like 150 feet around. away.
Yeah,
The
so,
bar
so
suddenly knock.
pretty much that's pretty much what happens. You hear this resounding clunk, clunk, clunk. Somebody's knocking on a door that is 2 inches away from your ear. And as you knock, you hear all of a sudden you hear the doo, 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 of somebody running around stairs to come down. You hear a bunch of of these locks that are being unlocked behind the door, and you see the door open just a crack. You see the head, very
Surprise!
old elven men pop out.
Can I help you?
Hugar?
Happy birthday!
Okay.
Hello. Excellent to make your acquaintance, Hugo, I presume.
That is me. Can I help you?
Hopefully.
He's about my age, probably, but I wear it a little better than he does.
I see 2 bodies and I hear 3 voices.
Oh,
Bit of a sticky situation.
this is our friend, and I don't mean we have an alcohol problem. This is our friend in a bottle.
Maybe
Hello?
come in.
I promise this is a real thing.
He just takes the bottle and looks at it. Oh, come inside, please. And he
Takes the bottle, turns around, and the door, you see behind him the door swing open without any sort of energy exerted by him, and you just see him start to go now up these stairs that just kind of wind around.
The outside of the house doesn't seem as tall. Where are those stairs going to? Oh, wizards. Anyway, Miss Umbermore, do we have any way of contacting Mr. Knight?
Oh, let me search. Do I? At this stage, because we're just I wouldn't have it prepared. Is the thing. Maybe they heard the knock.
I would hope that'd be enough signal for Mr. Knight to come in our direction. Knowing him, though, he's probably settled in for a drink.
Oh wait, message is a cantrip. That's also 120 feet.
They heard the knock, and that was 120 feet, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Then we'll try and send a message to Barry to get your butt here. Get your butt here. It's solid time.
Perfect.
You get to
And
respond to
you-
message?
Yes, you can. Yep.
Where's here?
Fuck.
Good start. Good start.
Sorry about that. Coordinates. And then 2 sets of coordinates.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely, yeah. You do get a set of coordinates.
This is no time for math, Eva. Where am I going?
It's just ways.
And she'll put a proper explanation as to how to get
So
there.
basically, you hear that she tells you that they found Hugar's and to go to find the big pointy building.
Big pointy building. That's more like it. Now that's a landmark. On my way.
Perfect. So then a couple minutes later, as you are still walking up these stairs, you do hear a knock at the door.
That would be him.
Do you have more friends?
Just the one.
Oh, don't bother going down.
And the door swings open.
Wizards.
Thank you. I close the door. I see you too are a man of culture.
Many cultures, many lifetimes. We can talk about it when we get to the top.
Yes, indeed. I might have found a better place to perform tonight.
And as you circle around the last staircase, you do come up to the top of his stairs. And by all means, the outside of the building does not do the inside justice. You come up to the final room, and it is one massive floor. The rug itself is so ornate and old, you can smell the time coming off of it. And the walls are coated in these books and artwork and just magic items and weird statues, just lots of collective items, very precariously and specifically organized. You see, Finny, as you just kind of peruse very quickly, all the books are organized by author, by subject, by color of binding. It is, a tear comes down your cheek
It is one of the most beautiful wizards, solariums you've ever seen. There is a giant dome at the top of it that lets in all the light. You see, right under where the dome window stops, you see a border, it's part of the wall, but it looks like paintings, of all these constellations in beautiful artwork of the sky and the planets and the moons. And then it moves down into the actual part of the library. There is like a instep of the library, and then the rest of it is all the artwork and statues and everything kind of precariously put on the floor or on the walls. And as you walk into the center of the floor, you see all of a sudden these chairs start to come and gather themselves around, and these teacups and a tea kettle and a tankard of ale or two are put on the table, and a small candle is lit. As you all of a sudden start to, especially Finny, you get a wave of that lilac smell. And it kind of is like very comforting in that moment in the most eerie and uncomfortable ways.
I was just about to say, it only needs the lilac bush out front.
Lilac is one of my favorite smells. It has been my whole lifetime. Please come sit. And he puts you down on the glass table. And as he does so, it's like a small piece of glass that kind of like hovers and levitates above the rest of the table and sets you down so you're not in the midst of everything. But he sits you down and he like keeps precariously looking at you, and then looks to the rest of the group and says, so you have come to my home. I presume that you know who I am. I am Hugar. I'm known by all of the people in the town as Hugar the Humble. How can I be of service? And he sits down in like a big red armchair as he welcomes you to sit.
A friend here is kind of a secondary mission.
Thank you.
Apologies, Miss Knox, but we were tasked to come here before your predicament. We were sent here by Axel.
Axel, over in Ophia at the temple.
Yes, they say they haven't heard from you in quite some time, so they want to just check in on you.
Everybody has been telling me this for the entire day I've been back. I send out one measly messenger to do my bidding, and he doesn't do a damn thing. I just got back from the Feywild. I had to gather some ingredients for something I've been trying to perfect, and obviously time doesn't move the same, so it took me a little longer than anticipated. I'm fine. Everything's fine. I am here. I am back now. I will send word. I'm so sorry I made anybody worry about me. And as he's saying this, the teacups are being poured and pushed in front of everybody, kind of levitating at their sides. But is that all he was worried about? I know that there has been some sickness thing going on. I sent some people over his way. Did he figure it out?
No, not insofar as to devise a cure. Unfortunately, all but Miss Tuva passed.
Oh, I remember her. She's a hardy one. No surprise that she lasted longer than the rest of them, but that's still very precarious. I sent them to the temple because I thought they could do a better job at finding a cure than I could. That's why I was in the Feywild, honestly. I thought that maybe some of the berries and some of the leaves I can get from that realm would help in finding something, but alas, I'm still having trouble figuring out what the cause of it all is.
Yes, and what's more, the main reason we were in Axel's service was because we had discovered a displacer beast also afflicted with this illness.
The beast, a displacer beast of all things.
Yes.
It's rather precarious. They come from the Feywild themselves, and maybe that's... You see him kind of like furrow his brow. And as you're sitting and looking at him now, he is an old elven man. He has very short buzzed hair, clean shaven, wearing like a nightcap, but like a very stylish, almost like a bardic hat that flops to one side. He's got nice like gold and like almost like a rustic orange colored clothing. He wears like a sleeveless vest cardigan that goes down to about his knees, a long shirt underneath with dark brown pants and some shoes. Seems to be very like calm and put together, but in his face is where he carries his age. And he kind of just sits there and says, perhaps it was the beast that brought it then. I have not seen another beast come by with its same attributes since.
I don't believe so. I believe this beast might have been afflicted after the fact. All of the progression seemed relatively new.
Interesting.
It also was
Extremely
being taken somewhere. We found it in a shipping container
Yes.
that broke as it was being boarded. We talked to the captain, and it didn't seem like their normal cargo to carry living creatures, so I have my own suspicions that perhaps the beast was meant as a transportation device to get whatever this is off of the first lands and back to the mainland.
My own theory was somewhat different. Perhaps the beast was to be used in some sort of fighting pit.
Interesting. Theories are theories until proven true. I wonder
But
what
they
this
are.
will rear its head as. But regardless, we table that conversation and focus on the liquid friend.
Yes. The crest appears to be of the Undying One. And as it's well known, only a high-level mage or sorcerer would generally be able to affix such a curse and perhaps reverse such a curse.
Well, you should find yourself quite lucky that you run into me then, because I do have a precarious notion for being very talented in the arts of the arcane. But this precarious instance is not out of my realm for helping, but will need some assistance to get her back.
Certainly. I'm a researcher. I definitely could. Perhaps my forte is a little bit more, less of the arcane and more of the religious aspect. But I can certainly help where I can.
Absolutely, and your help I will definitely need. In where you are proficient, it might not be. I know the ritual to put you back in your corporeal form, and he's looking directly at Cassandra through the glass. However, I do need some more ingredients for such the ritual. One particular ingredient is the oil gullet of a basilisk.
Oh, is that all?
Everything else I have here. It's a lot of ash and cinder and a couple other weird formalities, but that is the main ingredient for. Normally you use the oil to resurrect those turned to stone, but if you distill it and mix it with a couple other ingredients, you can turn those back into their corporeal forms from any means. However,
Something is still not sitting right with me.
you're talking about the Undying One.
Yes. What?
Hold on one sec.
Why
He stands up. He stands up, and as you say this, he lets you continue to talk if you do so, but he goes to grab a book off the shelf, like almost immediately grabs it, knows where it is, comes back and gives it to you. And it is no title, black binding, with one silver and purple strand on the top to bottom. And as you open it and read through it, it's a very small, thin book, but it does talk in reference to the Undying One. And basically gives you the gist of the information that they preside over the realm of death. However, they have a specific task in mind that deals with what humans refer to as purgatory. and the transition from being dead to death. They are the ruler of that purgatory and deem who shall be dead and who needs to be resurrected and continue on a purpose. It speaks to the like of needing to go through this process in order to decide who is ready for that transition and who still has work in the material realm. To be handpicked by the Undying One is to serve a mightier purpose in your undeath or your rebirth as you did in your first life. It does not say anything about being turned to liquid. It does not say anything about the gist of what it means to follow or have the Undying One follow you. It just says that they are basically the decider of who dies and who continues to live on with new purpose.
Axel seemed to think that perhaps it was a method of keeping Miss Knox safe.
I mean, it certainly could be. I don't have very much knowledge besides this one small tome that I've collected over the many years. I personally have not run into the Undying One. The only other stories I've heard is that if they're chosen by them, they're extremely protected and sought after and cared for. If your friend here is turned by the Undying One, then they must serve a mighty purpose, and the Undying One must be some sort of concerned or worried for their well-being. It's not surprising that they would go through extreme measures, but normally the receiver of all of this is told beforehand. Did you see any visions, hear any voices? Did anybody come to you in your sleep?
Not that I know of. I mean, I've never even spoken to whatever this entity is. It was mostly it speaking when it resurrected me when it did. I didn't really have much to say.
Interesting.
Sent you on a quest, didn't it, though?
Yes, it told me to come here and find the unwinding clock. Whatever that is or means.
I've been alive many years and have not heard of the unwinding clock.
That inspires confidence.
But I have. And
You have.
in my again, I am a researcher of the arcane. I do have actually my collection with me, and I pull up this specific tome where I found the information and pull it open. It seems to deal with the dispersal of time, perhaps the reversal. Some stories claim it is a person or vessel. Some claim it is an item. Accounts differ.
All right. Well, I will have to put that on my mental checklist of things to continue researching. When you live as long as I have, you are quite surprised. As long as we have. Yeah. Yes, that is very weird. But fortunately, like I said, I think I might be able to help you, at least in one way. Whether that is to turn you back, I hope I can. Let's not hope that the Undying One has other means of protecting you this way. Well,
the Undying One needs to make up its goddamn mind, because I can't exactly find whatever it wants me to find if I'm a bottle of wine.
You're certainly whining a lot.
Ah.
Oh, that was a good one. I'll give you that one.
Great pun.
But yes, if you need, I would be more than willing to help you out if you could help me out procuring that basilisk gullet. I know it might be a little bit of a trek and a journey, but I promise to make it worth your while for your friend and for the rest of you if you do decide to help.
Well, seems we have no choice.
May I browse your
Well-
library before we leave?
Absolutely, my home is your home. But I do want to tell you.
Still my heart.
Oh yes, please feel free. If there's a washroom and a bedroom, if you need to sleep, there's my library is open. The kitchen is pretty much makes itself food for you. My home is your home. I'm glad to help any adventuring party. It's been a while since I've gone out myself. I miss the good old days of traveling with friends. It's good to make new ones.
Come along with us, old chap.
Oh, I would, but I kind of took it upon myself to preside over the township, and that's kind of where my adventuring days have fallen behind me. I watch out for the people who live here now, as they watch out for me.
I was much the same.
Oh, where do you hail from? What is your story?
Oh, a ways away. Much like you, I was a bit of an adventurer, raconteur. My partner and I, both arcane researchers, stumbled upon a scroll. And I was left without them. But, and I sort of throw a small healing word.
Interesting.
Imbued with a fragment of, I suppose, divinity. They speak to me sometimes. The lilacs earlier reminded me strongly of them.
Interesting. You were given your gifts after your partner disappeared?
Yes.
Peculiar. Well, and riveting. Do you remember what you found? Do you remember where you were? Do you remember anything?
All memory wiped away.
Fascinating. And he just he starts to go into deep conversation with you, and as you two kind of sit and chat, has anybody else wanted to do anything? Barry, did you say you wanted to look at the books?
If there happened to be anything, like a comic book that caught Barry's eye that maybe explained the secrets of illusion magic.
Roll. Are you perusing or are you purposefully looking?
I mean, I think he's perusing.
Okay, perception.
15.
Okay, yeah. With that, you peruse around enough and you start to understand very quickly that these books are organized in a specific order. So you kind of zhuzh out where that sort of information would be, and you go over to that little area, and you very quickly find a book that's a little bit thinner than the rest of the books, and you're like, thin book, and you take this one out, and there's just pictures on the front of some nice horses. And as you open up and peruse this book, these horses, you see a man standing next to the horse, and then the horse is a flower pot, and then another picture, the horse turns into a cabbage, and then it's 3 panels. It's a man and a horse, a man and a flower pot, and then a man and a horse, and then underneath it says a description of what the comic is. It says, a man uses illusionary magic to turn a horse into a cabbage, but it's not really a cabbage, it is still a horse. If you try to touch the cabbage, you will realize that it is furry and still feels and smells like a horse. And it's just all these pictures of different illusionary magic things you can make a horse look like.
Now, would I be able to learn any spells from this book?
This book, no spells.
Fair. and I will enjoy this book and be like, I already know minor and major illusion and discard it.
Yeah, it's basically, it basically goes through how to use minor illusion, major illusion, and like different forms of illusionary magic and what they look like in progression.
Doesn't touch on phantasmal force.
It does not.
Got it.
Not yet.
It's like the next step in my line of sight.
And Eva, what are you doing as Finny and Humble, or Finny and Hugar are sort of in this was I really loud?
There was just
Oh.
Whoa! What is that? Is that someone's feedback? What's going on?
Goodness gracious.
Whoa!
Yeah, still there. I think the Undying One has hijacked Ray's microphone.
Is this any better?
Yeah,
so far.
Okay,
far,
I
so
didn't do anything different or move or do anything different, but I did unplug my headphones, so maybe my headphones are kind of acting up.
Maybe.
Can y'all hear
Possibly.
me? Is it okay? Are we good?
I think so,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, cool. I'm so sorry about that.
No worries.
But yeah, so as Finny and Hugar are in this kind of encapsulated conversation, Cassandra is right next to them, hearing everything being said. Barry is kind of walking around and perusing the library and just the floor of this home. What is he doing?
Yeah, I think Eva's probably taking in the architecture of the building and just like if the windows and the arches of everything, almost kind of trying to just memorize where she is.
Absolutely. Yeah. And as you are all kind of like just doing your things around the room, Hugar breaks from the conversation with Finny and goes, "Oh, by all means, I'm so sorry. I get so lost in conversation sometimes I forget that there are others in the room. Why don't I go make us all some dinner and we can sit and chat a little bit more about what we do, and I'll kind of show you the maps to the Basilisk Cave and you can decide when and where you tackle that this evening. Does that sound good and fair to everybody?"
That sounds most agreeable.
Oh, I think I found the sound sweet spot. Ha. Ha.
And he will start to stand up, and all of like the dishes and stuff, if you have been drinking the tea or doing whatever, start to like follow him in succession as he goes into the kitchen to start making dinner. And that is where we're gonna leave the session for the evening. Everyone hanging out in Hugo the Humble's cool little mage home.
Nice.
Very cautious of your mic. It's sort of like chopping in and out now, and I'm scared.
I'm so sorry. I'll figure all this out. I don't know why it's doing
It's not.
that.
It's not gone loud again. It was just kind of like doing the like you talk like this sort of noise.
Okay. Well, weird. I will figure that out. It always does this towards the end of the session.
It's interesting. Yeah.
People don't want me to end out my sessions strong. They're like, no, she can't do that.
And you're doing it anyway, so.
But hopefully next session we'll figure out how to get Cassandra back into her corporeal body. That would be nice. This Undying one doesn't seem to like you very much, or maybe they like you too much.
She is very mad. She is very upset.
She's real upset.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
Harry's a little scared for the future.
You should be. Everybody should be a little bit scared.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, yeah, we will wrap up in Hugar's for this evening, and we will start there again next week. So thanks for hanging.
Fantastic. Well, everyone, thank you so much for a wonderful game. We do have some credits to outro, but also you should check out some of these cool things. Check out our social links. We've got Discord, Twitter, YouTube. Go and check them all out. We'll keep you company. You'll enjoy it. I mean, I would say I guarantee it, but it's kind of a personal preference thing, so there's a high chance. A lot of people seem to like it. So come and hang out. Also, check out our sponsors. Hero Forge. Magical multi-hued minis from these purveyors of all things practical. This is one of their minis. This is from their recent $3.1 million Kickstarter, and it looks fantastic. This is colored resin. This isn't painted. This is fully printed in color. Also, check out the Deck of Many with their wonderful moving picture cards. There's Comet for you, which is being green screen when we go to a certain level, but there we go. That's a donation reward. Also, they created the Humblewood campaign. We were playing through today. Riddler's character Cassandra had been affected by Void, which is one of the cards. So we were trying to resolve that. But also Humblewood, you can catch it on Thursdays at 6 p.m. And Mage Hand Press, if you like D&D expansions, they're your one-stop shop. Tune in on Wednesdays for Downside Up, a Feyfolio campaign at 6 p.m. EST. New sponsor, check out Dungeon Fog. I don't have a command for them yet, but we're working on that. I need to email them after this show. I was up until 7 a.m. because someone hacked me. And then we'll get everything sorted out. There's their logo up on screen now. Go and check them out. Go and check them out. It looks fantastic over there. Making maps for all of your encounters and then exporting them to Roll20 or whatever VTT you want to use, or possibly printing them. Go nuts, you know. I can't confirm or deny any of those things yet, but I imagine that.
I was just gonna say, to plug them a tiny bit, it is very fun. They have a lot of really cool things. You get to build your maps. There's a lot of different terrains. There's a lot of different styles of maps, and there are little tokens for your characters that you have in there. There are cool, like, little accessory things that you can put around the room to make your maps really immersive. Lots of color, lots of awesome, like, little doodads and things, even for the free version. So please go check that out. That is a very, very cool resource if you like making maps.
Fantastic. Well, everyone, that wraps us up. Thank you very much for joining us. Do check out the credits. We'll be shouting out everyone's Twitter handles in the credits. Go and check out all of the wonderful things they do. These are wonderful content creators around the screen. Hire them, sponsor them, do the things with them. And look after us all, everyone, all creatives and non-creatives. Let's look after each other. There's a pandemic on. We're all struggling. Look after each other. Hey, to quote Madame Gandalf, this is my favorite Madame Gandalf treat. Trees are amazing. Forests are better. Let's grow together. Let's get out of here. All right, everyone. Keep on evoking emotions. We'll see you later. Bye!